is Isaiah Cassidy. I'm Mark Quinn with Private Party.
And you're listening to the All Elite Podcast.
Yo, you're listening to All Elite Podcast. Boom. And it is the worst podcast ever. We live! Ow!
Hi, this is Brandon Cutler, and you are listening to the All Elite Podcast.
This is the All Elite Podcast, which happens to be the worst podcast I've ever been on. SCU!
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the All Elite Podcast, right here in the No Holds Barred Network, your source for all wrestling podcast content and more. I am your host, as always. I'm your master of ceremonies for this All Out prediction show. I am the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always. She is the EVP Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the queen of the indies herself with her crown. That is Tiffany. What's going on, Tiff? And we're joined by our third guest, No Holds Barred Network member. You know what? No, I don't do this. I do it the right way. I let my co-host introduce himself. Ray, tell him who you are.
Every podcast we do.
You know,
See?
go ahead. Go introduce yourself, okay?
See? What's up, everyone? This is the Law, Ray Ramundo.
Oh.
See how you have to do it? You have to be suave with it. You have to say it
Rico
nicely.
Suave.
See?
Listen, you better cut the shit, okay?
Oh.
Because remember, there's still a list at Synergy, okay, that needs to chop you, all right? But, you know, just so you guys know, this has been going on, like, the last, like, hour, like, but, you know, they've been decided to piss me off the last 15 minutes, so that's all right.
See, I'm innocent here. I don't know what you're talking about. I've done nothing.
Okay.
I've done nothing.
You feel
I haven't done anything either. I was just looking at my phone.
I feel personally attacked today.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
Wow.
now I'm attacked by both of you guys, and like I
here
feel
we go.
It's a conspiracy, I guess,
It's a
Kyle. It's a
conspiracy,
conspiracy.
Listen, you know what? That's fine. Kyle's safe because he's up in Canada and he can't cross the border, so that's okay. But I'll get him eventually when I go visit him when everything's back to like whatever the new norm is or whatever like that.
I'm
so
putting a
eventually,
restraining order on your ass.
yeah, whatever. Okay. And then Ray, I know where you freaking live. I know the wrestlers. I know the list that we haven't got to chop you. And guys, if you haven't watched the episode of Indie Talks, please make sure you go see that so you can see Ray getting the shit chopped out of him this past weekend.
So I guess heel Tiff's here to start the
You
show.
could have at least plugged the shirt. Like, we have a shirt now.
Yeah,
guys.
we have a shirt now called Chop Ray, guys. It's on the No Holds Barred Network store. So head on over to our Teespring store to get your beautiful Chop Ray shirt. I have one for male, and I have the female V-neck shirt for you females out there. I know you guys love the V-necks. Put it on
Yes.
there, made it available for you guys. We already sold a couple of them so far. And there's coffee mugs, there's masks, there's everything on that store. Go check it out, guys. Go to the No Holds Bar Network's Twitter account at NHB Network and click the link to get to our Teespring store. So, yeah, but anyways, guys, this is the All Elite Podcast. This is where myself and regularly Tiff, sometimes Ray, we talk about everything going on in that AEW world. This is our predictions episode of All Out, our 99th episode of the All Elite Podcast, which brings me to this, guys. Yeah, 99. You know what that means? The next number. If you go to math, what comes after 99?
I don't know.
100. And guys, don't let me explain about AEP 100. Watch this beautiful trailer.
Oh.
Welcome to the All Elite Podcast right here on the No Holds Barred Network.
Guys, it kind of feels like, it smells like, I don't know, it seems like this is a revolution.
That's right, guys. Next week, mark your calendars. Next Thursday will be AEP 100, a jam-packed show we got for you guys. We're looking at probably like an hour and a half type of podcast next week. There's a lot planned for it. We have a lot of clips. I got some contests lined up with some prizes. So make sure you guys are going to want to tune in to next week's show right here on the All Elite Podcast for AEP 100. So I can't wait for that. That's for today's show, the 99th episode. Big show, too. Going to go over our all-out predictions. We're going to each give our predictions for each match, go through the whole card. 8 confirmed matches for All Out this coming Saturday, live on Fight TV and pay-per-view. Cannot wait for this. It was definitely an interesting week, which we'll get into with AEW this week, especially Dynamite. Interesting show last night. But we also have an exclusive to play for you guys today. Not going to play it just yet, but...
God, the tease.
The
You're a
tease, yes, the tease.
You're a
So yeah,
tease.
I gotta keep the people guessing. Anyways, so as you know, D's Wolves do the official theme song for the All Elite Podcast and a lot of other podcasts here in the network. Darren, D's Wolves, you guys are awesome, great. We love you, Darren. Today he's given us the exclusive. We're giving you guys a 30-second clip of the MJF theme song he made that MJF will use on Saturday on pay-per-view. So you guys are going to want to stay tuned. We're going to play that a little bit later. So I'm excited.
Oof. I love it.
The
I love
excitement is real.
Yes.
You just tell on Ray's face how excited he is. He's just going. So there you go.
Damn it, Ray.
Hashtag chop Ray.
Hashtag Cup, right?
Anyways,
you're supposed to be on my side.
Nah, screw that. He's on my side.
anywho, Rihu, which is a t-shirt on the store.
Yes.
As for this week with AEW, very interesting week. Being the Elite this week was, we'll touch base really quickly on a lot of stuff this week. But
Yeah.
Being the Elite, I think the big thing was obviously the ending of Being the Elite. I know the rest of the episode was what it normally was. Funny, Dark Order stuff. Freaking hilarious. The whole 50-plus thing with when you had like, I'm 5, I'm 6. And then Christopher Daniels comes in, and I'm 50-plus. Like, that was hilarious. I cracked up at that. But the main part was the end. The Elite all going like through this like sad, dramatic, split up, sad music kind of thing. And then the end of BTE, especially me being a massive Kenny Omega mark. We had Kenny get into his car. He looks into his rearview mirror, and I'm like, oh, so they're going to do like a fade in the sunset kind of thing. but then the clip stops, and then it comes back to Kenny wearing his cleaner sunglasses. And I'm like, oh, boy. And then did Twitter explode with that picture. That screenshot was, like, circulating for all of Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think of that?
You posted it. I was it was funny because you ruined it for me because I didn't get a chance to watch it, and I just was scrolling through Twitter and I saw it. I was like, shit. That's the bad thing about like social media. I was like, shit. I was like, all right, well, cool. But I saw that you were very happy about it. So I don't know. But didn't I say, like, I've been saying this for months, that I didn't think Hangman was going to be the one that turned, that I thought that it was going to be Kenny that was going to be the one that turned heel, that everybody expected the Hangman, but I really still feel it's going to be Kenny. So I don't know. And I know, like, some people say that with BTE, it doesn't play too much into, Dynamite as well. But I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, me either. What do you think, Ray?
It was interesting to see. It was interesting, definitely, to see that little tease there again, because it's all been teased. Yeah. Nothing is getting really, like, done from it. And when we get to our predictions later, I still feel like I don't think either are turning on Seth.
Oh.
I'll give my thoughts later on, but there's a reason I don't see either turning now. And if anything, we might still see the cleaner, but just not the cleaner we're used to.
Yeah. Like a gimmicked one on BTE, like one he's like trying to be the cleaner.
I mean at the pay-per-view.
At the pay-per-view.
We'll get to that later.
Okay. Dark was an interesting one this week, and it was another normal episode of Dark. I think the big thing was like Tiff's boys were in the main event, private party. And they had to face the Initiative. So, I mean, I guess you were probably happy when you seen that because you know they were going to get the win, at least.
What is that supposed to mean, Kyle? Huh?
I'm not going to lie. I was like, it's an easy win, at least. Another win.
Poor Peter. Poor Brandon. Okay, and I know, like, I kind of feel a little salty. I feel like this should be the match. Peter and Brandon should fight each other in the buy-in.
Yeah. When's this going to happen? When are either of them going to get their first win? If not, is it going to be together, or are they going to do it separate?
I still say it's going to be a random tag title shot. The team's going to be like, you know what? We need a tune-up match. Let's face the Initiative, and then they'll get their first win, and it's for the belts. It's going to break the internet because so many fans are going to be like, but the rankings. Yeah. But just think about the moment.
Shout out to our girl Maria. She's in the chat. Shout out,
Maria.
Actually, I'm wearing her shirt. I'm wearing your shirt, Maria.
Exclusive.
The exclusive Maria shirt.
Can't
Only
get this in stores.
Nope. This is an exclusive that she made. I love all her shirts. I can't so I love that. And I love to do the shoulder out with her shirts. So pretty cool. So
it's pretty basic.
But how to shout her out a little bit. So love you.
Anywho, Rihu. But yeah, Dark was all right. But Dynamite, let's just briefly go over it. The go-home show. I mean, it didn't really feel like a go-home show too much to me. We did hear in the to Tony Khan presser before the pod today that it was kind of like a touch-and-go type of show where he said that he's run into a lot of Dynamites where, they get up to the 7:59 mark and they're like, oh, shoot, we forgot about, touching up this or doing this and putting this into the show. So that's what was happening with this week. That's what it kind of felt like. So we know now that when we get these type of Dynamites, we know that the Dynamite wasn't really structurally written. And, over time, AEW will figure out how to consistently be consistent. But I think now, obviously, with the pandemic and stuff, it's kind of hard.
I'll say this, just as a little, backstage thing with wrestling. The show's never complete. It really never is. You can get, even like Tony said earlier, you can be at 7:59, a minute before they go live, and the show's still getting fixed.
Well, frick, WWE.
And that's how wrestling is.
Vince rips the script an hour before the show and rewrites it an hour before the show.
That's how wrestling is in general because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I say this, though. I still say last week felt like the go-home show. But this week definitely gave us a little more of that pay-per-view preview.
Yeah.
It really wasn't a go-home because I feel like we were ready to get to the pay-per-view. Right. Last night was more of just that preview of okay, expect this, and that's it.
So I know Tiff wasn't really feeling it, right, Tiff?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like what Ray said. I feel like a little bit more last week. And I don't know, maybe there was just certain parts of last night's episode that I don't know. It's weird. I can't pin it exactly.
Well, there were some negatives.
Huh?
There's again, we're a positive and fun podcast, but when the negatives happen, we'll tell you guys and give you guys our opinions on it. And last night, the one thing that stuck out to me the most was that Battle Royal preview. That whole segment was an entire mess, and I really didn't need it. Like it really wasn't needed.
I didn't need that. It was too much. I mean, on paper, like when you think about it realistically, is this Battle Royale is probably the most stacked that we've seen since AEW's been alive. Agreed? This is probably the most, like, with all the people that are in this, it's the most stacked. And I mean, I'm really looking forward to this match, but I didn't need all this. It was too long. I feel like we could have had something else, or maybe we could have had a longer match within one matches that we had last night. I don't know. But I think it was a little bit too much because we never really had this before, right? That they were like building the Battle Royale, something like this before.
See, I'm used to it in WWE, and I really hated when they did this stuff in WWE. Like when there was like a Royal Rumble coming up, or there was some sort of Battle Royale at a pay-per-view, and they would do these like brawls and in the locker room clear out. I really was not a fan of that ever. So now that AEW did it, I'm just like, ugh, it was ugly. There's so much going on. It's hard to like watch.
Yeah.
See, it's funny again. Like it's perfect how I brought that up. Usually for a Rumble, you get that build-up. You'll get them in the ring. But funny enough, what I always noticed from WWE, most of the time, the people that were in that Rumble like brawl were never actually in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Right.
But last night, we got everyone that's going to be in that Battle Royal but 2 people. Because if you count, there was only 19 guys out there last night. Now, the problem with that is, what keeps us from what's going to make us watch on Saturday? We just saw what's going to happen. They're going to fight. They're going to do this. And the worst thing I feel like they did, which again, it's not because people don't want to see it. It's just that you have to keep it special. Brian Cage and Lance Archer touched.
Yeah.
And that needed to be kept for the pay-per-view. Because again, you want to see them fight, but you have to keep the people wanting it.
Or even not, maybe like even on pay-per-view, just not have them touch at all. Like have them have like another showdown moment on pay-per-view, but have them not touch until they finally get a one-on-one match. I think with those two in a one-on-one match would be, I'd like to see them go at it there instead of a battle royal type environment.
Yes.
Also, the only thing I think saved that segment, and some people might say no, they need to take away the mic from Jake.
No.
That comment he said about busting a certain thing, I think Jake's just going haywire with his promos now.
I'm going to give, it's going to sound bad, but I'm going to sort of give Jake the benefit of the doubt. I think he's just got that old man type of mindset that I don't think he meant what he meant.
Old man? What are you trying to say? Is it like, shit, I'm old here? Like what are you trying to...
I feel like Jake didn't think about it. Like he just said it because it kind of makes sense in a way. But it's like, when you think about it, like, oh, wait, that's going to be taking a lot of weight.
Tiff, you're not Jake Roberts old. Stop it. Okay? I'm just going to put that out there. Calm yourself. Not saying you're Jake Roberts old. That's like...
No.
I don't think we'd be friends again if I was serious about that.
Wow.
It's true. If I called you Jake Roberts old, you still be my friend?
No, I know. I feel like being difficult today. So
I know,
shut
you
up.
feel like being attacked.
She's just going to argue with us over every comment
I'm mad at you too. So like, I'm just going to give you 2 shit. But,
I can't wait till the prediction. She's going to hate us.
But anyway, Matt Awesome's in our chat as well. So guys, we're on Facebook. We're on Periscope as well.
Hello, Facebook.
YouTube. So Matt Awesome.
You awesome.
Yes, you're awesome. He said that, they did this to kill time for the next segment. He goes, most of the matches went more than 12 minutes, so, and he agreed that that they shouldn't have touched as well, and it's, it's funny because again, like Ray's in the industry more, right, than me or Kyle are. We're just podcasters or whatever like that. So you guys would understand a hell of a lot better than me and Kyle would. But I don't know. So, but
Which I get that, like, you have to, like, make time for that next segment, like the transition, but you don't have to give a Battle Royal segment 10 minutes.
No.
That could have been a good 5
weird.
minute, cut the commercial, get them out of there.
Because it was like, it was in picture-in-picture. I was like, why are they doing that? And then we come back and they're all of a sudden all gone. Just like, what? Like, what happened?
I hope someone recorded all of them running out of that ring.
Oh,
I wish there's fan cam somewhere because I can imagine they are like, now get the hell out of the ring. And just...
You know what I mean? Yeah, like just like all right, guys, get out, get. But there was a shining star, or shining, I guess, a bright shining star on Dynamite this week, and we had the debut of an NWA star on Dynamite with Thunder Rosa. That was like the talk of the town, and she went up against an AEW debut of Serena Deeb. And if you don't know who Serena Deeb is, I don't know what rock you just came from under. Serena Deeb is a legend in this business. If you remember watching WWE during the PG era, she was part of CM Punk's Straight Edge Society when they shaved their head bald. Which I'll never forget that. And then like when she was in the Mae Young Classic too, she was in there. She's really good. Okay, when I took out of this match, obviously we know Thunder Rosa. She's good. That was something we expected that it was going to be good. They had the time too. They had a lot of time to have this match this week, and then we heard Tony Khan touch base on it too through his presser as well, saying that he loved that they gave both of them the time. And then Serena Deeb, I think, is one that they should go after. Just watching her in the ring, how smooth she was. She's very quick. She is, I think, a big player. I think if they could sign her, I think she's someone that could definitely help with this women's division, as you know, with the current problems that there is obviously with this division. So I'm all for Serena Deeb. 100%.
We were listening to the media press before this podcast, and Tony Khan was talking a little bit about the fact that there are a lot of wrestlers that kind of are stuck and that they can't come to AEW because of the pandemic. And so it's really nice. And they were talking a little bit about Thunder Rosa with the partnership with NWA, that he's not really looking to work with a lot of people in NWA. This is kind of like a favor. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen. A lot could happen. Thunder Rosa could win the championship this weekend, and then we'll see what happens from there. But again, like hopefully maybe me and Ray will reach out to Thunder Rosa, see if we can get her onto Under the Ropes, hopefully coming soon, because she's really, really amazing. And I like the fact of the open airway of maybe working together, because just think of all the matches that we could possibly get in the future. It doesn't need to be every week, but just sending people over, I kind of like the thought of it every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like Tony definitely like kayfabed his answer a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course you're not going to want to, if there's a working relationship, you're not going to express it.
No.
Because you want to keep these moments, like when Thunder Rosa showed up, it got a reaction. It popped the crowd. Last night with Serena, it was another great acquisition there. And I feel like we still have to remember, when they announced months ago, they still have a lot of people they haven't brought in for their roster.
Yeah.
That roster number was only at, 65%? 75%?
Yeah.
So they still have people they probably are looking at, or are maybe now at liberty to bring in.
Right.
Because again, there's certain people they can't use at the moment. We're not going to get as many international talent as we would have before the pandemic. So there's space to bring in more people, and I hope this leads to using those talent that we would love to see on AEW, because the match pairings could be amazing. Last night, I feel like Serena was the perfect person for Thunder Rosa, because we didn't need a squash match. We needed a showcase. And last night definitely had that, because Serena is someone that on the independent circuit has been good, has been shown to do great things in the women's division of the independent circuit. And she did amazing with Thunder Rosa last night. It wasn't that what you expect, she's going to come in, squash, boom. It was like, no, Thunder Rosa had to work.
Yeah.
And
which is good. It's better than a squash match, I feel like, right? Like we expect, this is going to be a squash match. So I'm glad that we didn't get that squash match. This was really great, because once again, like, we're familiar with her, but not necessarily for the new fan of AEW might not know, maybe not watch NWA, maybe not, know anything about the indies. So they might not know who she is. So I love this. And she should look strong going into this match. It shouldn't be just a quick 2-minute match. She pins her and that's it. So
that's usually what people define as looking strong.
Yeah.
And I feel like you can't see much in a squash match.
Right.
Because when it gets to the pay-per-view on Saturday, it's not going to be a squash.
It's too done. It's too overdone. This is like it's the same it's the same storyline. The person comes in, squashes, and then faces the champion. Champion's like, okay, so I gotta face this person who's just squashed every single person in the locker room. This is we're looking at it a different way here. So I saw that. It was like a main complaint. People were like, Thunder Rosa should have just, should have looked strong and should have made quick work of Serena Deeb. I really didn't see a problem with this entire match because it also gave us a showcase in Serena Deeb and a potential person for this division potentially. And we saw how good she was out of that match. I think we saw a lot out of Serena Deeb that maybe, like Tiff said, maybe no one knows about Serena Deeb either. So I think that was also a good idea on what they did. Now, won't talk too much more on Dynamite. Let's just briefly talk about the ending. I was very confused with this whole thing in the ending, and Tiff knows that this guy is an actual wrestler, but he had to act like he had nothing to do with wrestling. I don't know what the heck he was wearing.
What do you mean? Mark Sterling's a lawyer, man. He's never wrestled a day in his life.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
but whatever he was wearing, oh my god. I don't know what costume store he went to.
I got Andy Kaufman vibes.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know if anyone in the chat's gonna get that because it's a very old wrestling reference, but I got those kind of comedic vibes from him. And Sterling, again, he's trained at Creative Pro. He's trained by Brian Myers, Pat Buck, and they have great minds for wrestling. And I feel like he was the perfect guy to do a match like this, just because of you needed something to make the fans be like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah.
It was weird, and I think it went on a little tad too long, and I love the whole after bit, like Wardlow just absolutely destroying John Moxley, and then MJF coming out with his little tennis ball walker thing, and then throwing it away, taking his neck brace off, showing he's actually 100%. Duh. And just beating the crap out of John Moxley, and then punching him in the face with that head with that ring, and busting him open and biting him while he was bleeding. I'm not sure if that's, sanitary at all. I know you guys are testing for COVID, but even without COVID, I still wouldn't do that.
I was surprised we got a little blood last night.
And then he wiped it all over his face, and then he put it on his shirt. I was like, okay, MJF is losing it.
It's a great image, don't get me wrong. That's how you sell to get to this match. We've only seen Mox the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So this is perfect to get some form of violence. But where did this MJF come from, and why hasn't he been around the last few months?
Oh god, It was good though. It was disgusting from what I just said, but it was good. It got me very into this match, and it was a very, very intense feel just watching him scream into the camera, and you can really see how much he wants this and how much he actually hates John Moxley as the AEW champion. And this whole thing actually messed me up completely with my pick. Not going to lie, this whole the whole end of Dynamite. So when I get to the pick, I'll explain why. So interesting episode of Dynamite. Very, I guess I can agree with Bray what he said last week was definitely the go home show. This was just a kind of preview. Speaking of previews, they have a lot of crazy stuff planned this Saturday. They have a red carpet special at 5:00. Not sure how that's gonna go down. Not sure what it's gonna look like. But that's going to be something.
It's going to be interesting. It's it was funny because we were talking about, because we're doing it at my house. So Ray and April and Brad's in the chat, and his wife and our friend Adam are going to come here and watch it here. We're going to get tacos. I'm like, this thing started at 5. Then April was like, what is this, WrestleMania? And I was like, if you really kind of think about it, kind of is their WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, I think All Out is their big pay-per-view. I know Cody's touted and said Revolution kind of is their big pay-per-view, but I think All Out's got to be, just because with the history, with what Tony was saying in the presser today, saying this is going to be, he was so excited that this is the 2-year anniversary of All In. It's the 1-year anniversary of All Out, and how much this actually means to him.
Yeah.
So I think All Out is definitely going to be their big pay-per-view a year kind of pay-per-view.
Because if we really look at it, All In was the first AEW event in a sense.
Right.
It had the stepping stone for it. That was the beginning. That's where we placed the base for what AEW would become. And this is just that event now. This is going to be as big as it should be. Unfortunately, again, we're not going to be able to get StarCast and stuff like that because of the pandemic, but they're going to make this event huge.
Right.
And that 5 p.m. start time, it's okay, so you guys are going to do a lot that one day.
Right.
And I'm excited for it. It's a little early, yes, but I feel when it's wrestling, you're planning the whole day to watch.
Right.
You don't care. I don't see anyone complaining, and I feel that's a thing that's at the moment it's wow, but then when you're watching, you're okay, let's watch.
Yeah.
You're gonna be there in
Don't
your
eat
seat.
tacos. We should be making some mimosas. I'm just saying, but you know.
I didn't say we should make that.
Yeah, how
Yeah,
come you guys aren't? That's shame on you guys. Invisible
Wait.
shame bell. Bing, bing,
Listen,
bing, bing, bing.
I have the orange juice, Ray. We just need to get a little bit of the bubbly. Not hard. The liquor store is literally 2 blocks from my house. Like,
Yeah, we might have to make a trip, if anything.
Yeah, so-
I'd be
we'll
ashamed
talk
if
it
you guys
after the
don't.
podcast.
listen, how many weeks has it been? Okay, why haven't you got a replacement bell?
Corona.
Yeah, I brought that up last week. That was like shame because Kyle kept messing up certain names. And
You know,
it's like,
the
there's
bell,
no-
it's a bell shortage with COVID-19, you know? Like, I can't go to any
Okay.
stores and get a bell. It's just, there's a
Can't-
bell shortage.
Oh, so it's
Shit.
Nintendo Switches. It's tissue paper and belts.
Yeah.
That's a shortage. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Anywho, yeah, there's so 5 o'clock red carpet special. Then they have the countdown, which are always really cool at 6 o'clock. And they have the buy-in starting at 7:30, I believe, or 7 o'clock, and then the actual pay-per-view at 8 o'clock. So yeah, big jam-packed Saturday night for All Out predictions, or sorry, All Out in general. Our predictions are today, not Saturday. You can watch it on Saturday if you want. But yeah, it's gonna be also different because there's gonna be crowd. So the 10% capacity has been working great. Tony's mentioned it in the presser today that, you know, like they're doing their best with keeping people in pods and keeping people from, you know, leaving the pods and going to talk with other people wearing masks. You know, they started kicking people out that don't want to wear masks. Like, I love all the steps that Tony Khan's taken to keep, you know, people safe, obviously during this pandemic and in the crowd. And he stressed about like how important it is that we are an outside venue, and that's what's keeping us going, and one of the important things that we're allowed to do this with an outside venue. So they released today, like, tickets are on sale now for September 9th. $30 tickets start at $30 for the Wednesday night Dynamite September 9th, and he did tease, so this is the Dynamite after All Out, and he did tease on the presser that this Dynamite is going to be a big Dynamite. He said he couldn't reveal why, but it's going to be a big episode, and it has to do with the pay-per-view. So something's going to happen on the pay-per-view that's going to transition to Dynamite next week. So we'll have to keep an eye out on what that is. Also today, it is Allie Impact, as she was known, now just Allie, one of the Nightmare Sisters. It's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So happy birthday to Allie, or a.k.a. Cherry Bomb, as I first knew her when I first met her. Her in The Blade, or he was called Pepper Parks. Back in the day, I met them at a House of Hardcore event that Tommy Dreamer was running. And oh my gosh, I will never forget what the Blade or Braxton Sutter was wearing that day. He's wearing a shirt that said sex, weights, and protein shakes.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, I went up and talked to him.
that's a happy life.
I'm like, that's the best shirt I've ever seen in my entire life. And I remember I was there with my my old co-host on the network here at Corporate Cappy. When they were the heels. They were a heel team. It was a mixed tag team match. It was them two against Tommy Dreamer and Mickey James. And when they came out, no one was cheering them. Me and Cappy stood up and just like applauded him. And then he went up in the turnbuckle and he's like pointing at us. Oh, it was great. It's so great. Like again, like Tiff stress all the time. Like indie events are like the fun or most fun place to do stuff like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a chop Ray.
Right?
And
Chop Ray apparently, yeah.
Chop Ray. That's the thing. So you know the funny thing is like we have other people actually asking us to come to other promotions so they can chop Ray.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Ray,
it is a
man,
thing.
you better
But see,
like.
I was being nice. I was only trying to do it at Synergy, but now other people are reaching out and they want Chop Ray to happen. So make sure you stay tuned and make sure you're subscribed to the Holds Bar Network because you
Ray,
never know what's going to
I
happen.
hope you're stocking up in like Polysporin or something, Ray, because like you're gonna need some for that chest.
Yo, Eric Corvus smacked him the hardest. It was pretty crazy. Like,
I might just have to do a few more chest days when I go to the gym now. Now the gyms are open finally.
Just,
Yeah.
just build that chest up more.
Because man. Oh, and shout out to our friend Kilroy that says I need to sell a little better, I guess.
yeah, Kilroy.
Sorry,
Ooh, Kilroy, ooh.
I thought I was selling correctly. I guess I got to sell a little better.
So, Kilroy, we got your clip, by the way, from our email. Thank you. We'll play it on AEP 100. If you guys want to send your clips, guys, allelitepodcast@gmail.com. You can send a voice clip for 30 seconds or a video clip for 30 seconds about celebrating AEP 100. Send us it, and we'll feature it on the show. Anyways, moment of truth.
Let's
guys.
do it.
Let's do it. Predictions for All Out. It's why everyone's here. It's why everyone wants to hear us
Okay,
do
well,
these.
let's go.
So we're going to start out with a big one. We're actually going to start off with the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, and there's
Damn,
Whoa.
and there's a reason. Hey, hold up, pump the brakes.
what is going on?
Starting with the man?
There is one reason why we're starting with
Oh,
this.
I know why. Okay, I know why.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
sit back in your seats.
Okay.
Make sure the headphones are turned up for a exclusive, very much exclusive look at MJF's theme song for this Saturday, done by our boys, These Wolves. Check it out.
Better than you. And you know it, I'm better than you. And you know it, I'm better than I'm never dropping you, honestly, no one's stopping me, y'all. Die the greatest, I'm living by that philosophy. It's blood, sweat, and tears, it's sacrifice what I gotta me. It's me against the world, so number one's what I gotta be. I swear that I just gotta be king, that is my prophecy. I feel like
Yep. How freaking awesome is that? Darren of These Wolves. Darren, you are a freaking genius. He done that. The full version will be available tomorrow morning, guys. Make sure you go over to These Wolves Twitter account. You subscribe to get that early preview tomorrow morning and download the full theme song. It'll be available tomorrow morning for everybody, and then MJF will be using it for his all-out entrance. Wow.
Man, that theme got me pumped.
Like,
It's
so good.
MJF, but man.
Yo, I can't. I love Darren so much.
Yeah, so
And I
Darren,
love that.
thank you so much for letting us do that and for giving us the exclusive. He actually wanted us to play the whole thing. I'm like, no, we ain't playing the whole thing. We're getting people to support you, Darren.
Yeah.
Because
Let
Darren,
me get a taste. Let me get a little bit of a taste.
little
Yeah.
taste, a little salt bag, a little
You
sprinkle.
get a little bit. Nah, I love it. I love our boy Darren. It's like, again, it's, all the people that we get to see him all the time at shows. He's such a nice person, and oh man, it's crazy, right? Like, I can't believe we're going into 100 episodes and just think of, I'm getting sentimental now.
Okay. Save the tears for next week.
Okay, let's save the tears for next week. Fine.
But yeah, I can't wait to
Sorry.
hear that live when MJF comes out. But let's talk about it, guys. MJF versus Jon Moxley, AEW World Heavyweight Championship. This is going to be a very, very good match. Not only because the feud, this build-up has been so good, that even just these two in the ring are going to put on a very good match. And it's going to be physical. We just seen how physical MJF could be from this last week on Dynamite, for this week on Dynamite. So he's going to bring that intensity plus Jon Moxley's intensity that we already know. This is going to be a very, very physical match, and it's going to be a very good match. I can see this match going a very long time, too. I think they're going to give these guys the time of day. And from what I've seen this week on Dynamite, really messed up with my pick. I actually originally had Jon Moxley retain the championship. But I'm changing that. I think it's time. I think now with this new theme song that's got me so hype, I think it's time. I think the championship's going to change hands. I know it's only been like 180-something days, and Moxley's title reign has kind of been overshadowed by, obviously, the pandemic and no live crowds. But to me, my gut is screaming like right now. It's not because, I didn't have much food today, but it's screaming because MJF, I think, is going to win the championship. I think we're going into the era of MJF, and I think that's a surprise that Tony is talking about. And MJF's going to have something big planned for Dynamite with his world title, and that's going to actually start his next feud, which is going to be another big part of Dynamite as well. So I'm going with MJF to win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And I know Mrs. Masters is going to be pissed off because she's a big big Moxley mark, so she's going to hate that I picked MJF in this one.
Wow.
So yeah. Tiff, it's your turn.
It's funny because I did a prediction show last night with our boy Rob, and we were talking about this, and it was really funny because I didn't really even have my pick set. And then I always say during the podcast is when I talk myself into my predictions a lot of the times or whatever. And one of the things that me and Rob actually agreed on is, and I know MJF Scarf's going to hate me, I'm so sorry, that MJF is someone that I followed in the indie scene. I remember him being like 18 years old and seeing him here in Long Island and me heckling the crap out of him and giving him all this shit, right? And he is the best on the mic, and I love the fact that he's very good at that. He's very good at getting heat and everything. But the question to me, and these are arguments that me and Ray have had in my house over here on the couch, of who's the man that takes the belt off Moxley, right? I personally don't think what's it called, that MJF has taken this belt off. But that was really funny because our friend Bill also was talking about, think about the possibilities of the feuds that we would get if MJF took this belt. We can have him against Darby Allin. We can have him against Jungle Boy. We can just all these thoughts, like, and I could see getting swayed. But nah, I'm sticking with my gut. Moxley's retaining because I feel like who's better enough that you have to carry the AEW on your back, right? That's your big title there. So is MJF ready to hold? And yes, I do eventually think he will get the championship, but I think Wardlow's going to cost him the shot. I really, really do. I really believe this from back then, the build-up that we saw, the little spits going on and off with MJF and Wardlow. I think this is where Wardlow costs MJF the belt, and then we start that feud. So.
Okay. It's
Interesting.
a very interesting pick. Okay, Tiff. Okay, I see you. All right, Ray, what do you got for us?
So last night confirmed my pick.
Okay.
I was at the point that I was going with Mox till last night. I thought it's still a little too early. MJF is getting that heat, but not enough. He's not at that full-blown heel that he'll be the next heel to carry from what Jericho did with the championship. But I feel like we're getting to that point that now MJF is ruthless.
Yeah.
He has that ruthless aggression that makes you, I know Kyle's going to laugh, that makes you championship material. It makes him like, now you want to see this. And again, like Tiff mentioned, we've seen him on the indie scene. I remember doing Ring Crew with MJF years ago. To now see him at the pinnacle in AEW, it's like, I think he's ready now. I think I'm not saying he's going to have the longest reign either, sadly, but I see him being that guy that now needs to be the heel to hold that gold.
Okay.
And what happens on next week's Dynamite is going to show us, is he ready to continue that reign?
Right.
That's what's going to happen. I definitely see it. I definitely see something happening with him with the championship, but I want to see how he reacts once he's champion.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to be the make or break.
For sure. All right. So we have me going with MJF, Tiffany going with Mox, and then Ray also agreeing with me with MJF. All right. This will be an interesting match when we see it on Saturday. I was going to say Sunday. I'm so used to Sunday pay-per-views. We'll talk about this match because Tony Khan briefly touched base on it during the presser today. That is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Big Swole in a tooth and nail match. And this was finally booked last minute on Dynamite this week. Tony Khan did say during the presser today that it will be cinematic. So that'll be interesting to see what cinematic is done with this match. I know a lot of people screamed that it shouldn't be in the pre-show. This is the buy-in match, but Tony Khan kind of gave us the reasons why that this is not really a demotion being in the pre-show, and he's brought up like other pre-shows in the past actually have had top stars on the pre-show, so it's not done as a demotion in any way. And I think this is done as well, A, cinematic, and B, a pre-show, because I think Britt Baker is still injured. I think that they booked this last minute. Like, they could have booked Baker and Swole weeks ago if she was ready to go. Like, they've gone all the way to the end here, and it probably was determined this week that maybe she can't go in the ring, so let's do something cinematic where we can work around her injury. So, and Tony Khan's also said that this isn't a kayfabe injury like MJF. This is real. She actually broke her nose, and she legit hurt her leg. So I think they're working around the injury. I think this is perfect. They're going to do something cinematic. It should be fun to watch. And I think it's sure to help with pay-per-view buys. It's sure to get people excited. I think it's going to be entertaining as hell. So as for this match, though, I'm just going to pick Big Swole. gut saying like I can't see Britt Baker winning. I know some people would argue that, saying, well, it's a tooth and nail match. She's going to be in her environment. She could win here, and she has the resources to win. But I don't know. I think Big Swole is definitely going to get the better of Britt Baker, and I think eventually down the line, when Britt is 100% ready to go, they'll finally have an actual rematch. So I'm going with Big Swole in this one.
I think she's cleared. I think that was the biggest thing. I think she might have just been cleared possibly as early as Tuesday. I feel that's what it was. I think she's cleared now. Because I don't think they would risk even putting her in action. Even if it is cinematic, like you say, Kyle, they still wouldn't put her in.
Okay.
Because risking a bigger injury.
When I said injured, I don't mean like she's still in a wheelchair. I mean like she's like
just in general. Like even if it's a minor thing, it can get worse putting her in action.
Oh yeah.
So I think she's cleared, but that's just my take on it. Tiff, your thoughts?
So, again, I'm one of those people that was kind of mad that this was in the buy-in, that I felt like this should have been over on the main card. But at the same time, I understand, and I knew this before the press conference.
Always a but.
It makes sense though. I mean, it makes sense in the sense of like, here's this feud, right? This is the longest feud this is the longest storyline that's been building the last couple of months, correct? This is the match that's been for months that we've been building, and it's been good, right? It's been believable. I've been really stoked to see this match, and I'm really looking forward to this. So I get it. You want to put this on, you want to get people to buy the pay-per-view. So this is what you're doing is like, okay, you're getting a little snippet. So my concern is Britt Baker going to get hurt again? Because I feel like every time there's a damn pay-per-view, she's always getting hurt. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be negative about it, but I don't know. Like, so again, it's been a great storyline. I am excited to see this match. I'm excited to see where it's going to go, but I'm going to go with my girl Big Swole because it's time. We need to start pushing this girl because she's a fan favorite. And yes, I have grew to like Britt Baker, but she's been out of action for so long. So I'm really curious how this match is. I feel like, in theory, it's going to be a good match. I'm hoping it's going to be a good match. I just hope that, we don't have botchmania.
I think Baker gets quote unquote injured again. You know what I mean? Like not a real injury, a kayfabe injury. Like something happens in that match that like we see her like complain about weeks to come. Like something maybe like a dental utensil caught her in the eye or something like that. Something's gonna happen that's fake.
Or Reba.
Or Reba costs her. Yeah, Reba walks in and then she quote unquote breaks her nose again because like her, you know what I mean? Like she opens the door on, or Reba opens the door on Britt Baker.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Something. But we need race pick.
I feel like I'm gonna piss so many people off with my pick. That's why I was taking forever. I think Britt's winning.
Oh.
I think Britt's winning. Only for the simple fact I agree with you, Kyle, though. This is not the end.
No.
So I see once we get to that next actual match, that's where Swole gets her redemption. Mm-hmm. Right now, we're still in that build. Even though this has been the longest built, one of the longest built matches for this pay-per-view, however, I still see that. I see Swole getting the win on the next one.
Okay.
Okay, I like
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
So next match, we'll talk about it. I mean, we'll talk about the other match that people were arguing that maybe should have been in the pre-show, but is now in the main card. I think there's a reason that this is a main card match, or it could be where I caught Tony said in the presser today. So we're gonna talk about Young Bucks. They're facing off against Jurassic Express. They won that tag team match that it was such a weird stipulation that the winning team would face each other in that 8-man on Dynamite. So this will be interesting to see what happens because I think something's going to happen in this match. A lot of people pointed out on Dynamite that I didn't catch right away. I don't know if you guys caught it, but I don't know if this was done by mistake and the Young Bucks just did it by mistake. They left in the heel tunnel. They didn't exit through the babyface tunnel, and a lot of people caught it. I don't know if that means anything. It could be just coincidence, but yeah, they left through that tunnel. But I think something's going to happen in this match. It's either something happens or what Tony Khan said in the presser today, he brought up saying, like, this is going to be a wrestling pay-per-view more than story pay-per-views. Like, there's going to be a lot of wrestling matches more than stories. So I don't know if this is what he's talking about, one of those matches that's just, on pay-per-view for a good wrestling match. Because, again, both these teams could put on a good wrestling match. If there's no story behind it, Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express, this is sure to be a very good match. We have these two teams are very good, and now this could be a moment, hopefully, we hope, that maybe the Young Bucks put over Jurassic Express. And I think that's actually what's going to happen. And I have Jurassic Express going over, whether something happens that costs the Young Bucks or even if it's just a regular match. I have Jurassic Express getting over on the Young Bucks in this match.
So I was really upset yesterday because I really thought that we were going to get SCU and Private Party because of like the little storyline that like pretty much that Scorpio Sky's going through a singles run, even though he's not in the single. I feel like with him go in the match later on in the night. But then at the same time, I kind of thought about it and I was like, how are you going to have a pay-per-view and not have the Young Bucks on it? Right. Let's be real. So I was a little salty because I'm always
thinking about that. That's like, you're not going to have a pay-per-view without the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I know. I know, like, God forbid that would happen at one of the pay-per-views. But again, me and Ray are very biased with our boys. So, I mean, I just want to see Private Party. So, fight me, whoever. But anyway.
Fight me.
Fight me.
Finish him.
Anyway. So again, like, I'm going to go back into my indie side, like Queen of the Indies thing or whatever here. We need to start building some other teams up in here. I mean, I'm still salty that Best Friends, I really felt that they should be the ones walking around with the tag team belts. I'm still going to sit here. I'm still going to fight it. But I think it's time that the Young Bucks start putting over other people. And yes, Jurassic Express is a fan favorite. Absolutely. But we've seen them put over other teams. So I think it's time. And like I feel like the whole thing, even like we've seen a little bit with the BTE being a little depressed, maybe it's a little bit of mind games going on here that I feel like maybe it'll cost them the match mentally, that they're not all there. I don't know if Ray wants to say something. So
I think that's going to happen. I literally think you're right, Tiff. I think because the way the Elite has been splitting up and the way they're all depressed, they're going to lose track. The chemistry is just, they're going to botch one, quote unquote, botch one spot, and it's going to lead to them losing. And then they're going to like, get mad at each other, and they're going to, It's something's going to happen in this match. I can't see it just being a regular wrestling match, but I can still see Jurassic Express going over. There's something that's going to happen to the Bucks here.
Right.
I can't just see a Bucks clean win. We've seen this too many times. This wouldn't make really too much sense here.
I guess, again, I'm going to be the bad guy.
Razor Ramon.
We still have to remember there needs to be momentum for them versus FTR. That's the bad thing.
Yeah.
We need to get momentum, so unfortunately, I see the Bucks going over. But I don't see it be like a burial either of Jurassic Express. I can see a lot of falsies, a lot of like, we're going to think right there. We're going to jump off our seats. And I'm going to see a lot of like, whoa. Like, it's going to happen a lot on Saturday. But unfortunately, Bucks are going to go over because we still need them to be on FTR's level, and not to spoil my pick later, but they need to both get a win.
Yeah.
So I'm going
That's
Bucks.
funny because I also feel, and I guess like, I don't know if you want to go into this after, but I kind of feel like also that Jurassic Express are going to be the first contenders against FTR.
Oh.
I really believe that.
So you just spoiled your pick for later.
I just spoiled my pick, but yeah.
I think we kind of all know where we're going with that.
Yeah, I think
So you really think they're going to get the win here?
I mean, we might as well go in now.
If Jurassic Express loses to the Bucks, then
look, I'm a huge fan of the Young Bucks. You guys know this. Like, I love the Young Bucks. They're one of my favorite tag teams around or whatever. Like, I absolutely love them. But again, like I said, I'm a big person that we need to start building other people as well, because like here we have our new company, and I get it. The Young Bucks are going to bring in people as well. But this is the nice thing about AEW that I love, is that you've built and made us believe with a lot of the new people. Like, again, me, Ray, we're fortunate with a lot of the talent on AEW roster that we've seen previously. So we know how good they are, right? But for the new person who just came into to watch AEW might not know all these people. And these vignettes that we get, it makes us so invested into these wrestlers. So make me invested. Make me more invested. Let's go. Let's
see what you're saying. I think too with a lot of those new people though, I think if these new people are gonna talk to people or listen to other people that have been watching and saying, and they're hearing them say like, "Oh, the Young Bucks are the best," and they want to know why they're the best, they have to be perceived as the best on TV.
Right.
They have to be shown that they are the top guys, and a reason why all these people are saying like they're the best tag team in the world. So you kind of have to have a mix of both and a healthy mix of both. So with this match in general, I'm going Jurassic Express. Same with Tiff, and then we got the heel over there going with YB for this match. That's all right.
Damn it, Ray. Damn it. It's like he works in the business or something. I don't know.
I'm interested to see what you guys' pick with this next match here. Let me just pull it up here, and that is the Casino Battle Royal, and the winner will get a future AEW World Championship match. So again, this one's also hard to pick because there are two spots.
They do get a title match.
Yeah, they get a future AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. Yeah.
Man, that really makes me think about my pick now.
And this kind of stinks because we don't know the last two guys, and those are surprise picks, meaning it could either be someone from Dark. Oh, there's four last picks? I thought there was only two.
There's
sure?
17 in it. Yeah, there's Darby Allin, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, Pentagon Jr., Ray Phoenix, The Butcher, Blade, Eddie Kingston, Sean Spears, Billy Austin, Jake, Santana, Ortiz, Chuck, and Trent. That's 17. So there's 4. So I'm assuming Kip Sabian and Joey Janela and probably Sonny Kiss and probably like a wild card I feel like is going to go into this.
What about like Private Party or SCU?
I mean, I could kind of see that too, like Private Party going in there because I don't know, like
we can't be tag team heavy. Yeah.
I see us getting like 2 pop picks. The rest is the other 2 will probably be a tag team, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But I see 2 picks being like, surprises.
Right.
Because it is all out. It's gonna be everything goes. This is where we got to see like some crazy surprises and man, this is hard to pick.
All right, so let me go with this, and then you guys can pick your picks because I kind of really have a lot to say with all this stuff. Okay, now in reality, right, a fan favorite, right, is Darby Allin, right? And I talked about this earlier that I was like, okay, Darby Allin would be great to win if somebody like MJF took the belt, right? But at the same time, too, he's got unfinished business with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. So I'm like peeling away. This is how I kind of came up with my concept. I started peeling away like this, right? And to be honest with you, like I'm just going to kind of cut straight to the case or whatever. But I really feel here that Eddie Kingston's going to take the win here. Why?
Whoa.
One, because of the fact that here's this guy, right? And me, again, Queen of the Indies or whatever like that. I've seen this guy in the indie scene. I absolutely adore him. Ray calls him Theo, whatever. This is the guy. This is the guy who's great on the freaking mic. But a lot of people who, again, might not know him don't know how fantastic he is. Or maybe you do know if he's that fantastic. But for the new up-and-comer fan of AEW, we haven't seen him in the ring yet, guys. We just haven't. And
we have.
A bigger way.
We've seen him once in the ring.
Okay. But we haven't, like...
Cody Rhodes. No, I'm saying like a real match. He faced Cody Rhodes for the TNT Championship.
I think she meant like after he's been signed.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Yeah, I'm looking like before. So, anyway, so we, I really feel like, and this would be so good, right? If Jon Moxley retains, let's be realistic, right? MJF's the heel, right? So we need a baby face
to win. Necessarily.
Well, this is my concept of my thought process.
Okay.
Let Jeff get her.
Okay.
Her theory.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my thought process of it. So if MJF takes this title, then a babyface is actually going to win this thing. But Darby Allin, he's got unfinished business, right? Because I think Darby Allin's a big favorite here. But again, like I said, like, oh my God, can I really see Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley? Oh, okay, goosebumps. Because I can't even imagine this match right now. Like, give it to me. Give it to me right now. But
okay. So you're going with Eddie Kingston. All right.
Oh, he's really Conrad. He just dropped David Arquette in the chat. Wow.
I can see Arquette being
Oh.
Pop as a surprise, I don't see Arquette winning.
Oh
I
my
don't.
I think
You're not
Pac's a
gonna
surprise.
put Arquette in there.
I don't think it's Arquette. I think it's gonna be Pac. I think Pac's gonna be one of the last entrants.
Yeah.
I think he's somehow come over. Like we've had Angelico and Jack Evans somehow get over. So what's not to say that Pac's already been shipped over with them?
It's funny because I brought him up last night on Bob Culture's podcast, and I was like, I would love for Pac to come back and take the belt off of Moxley. But that's me, and I don't think that's gonna happen because I really think that eventually, like,
in a perfect world, Pac would be a return on Saturday and win. But I don't see it happening yet. I feel like that borders a little harder to get from the UK here. So yeah, sorry.
David Arquette would be hilarious though. Not gonna lie.
It would pop the Ready to Rumble fans.
Yeah.
Kyle, would you like to go first or can I?
Well, my pick is pretty. If you guys look at who's in there, you guys should already know who I'm gonna pick, and I have a specific reason why I think he's gonna win.
I know who he's picking.
My boy, Niagara Falls native,
You're
Sean
losing.
Spears is gonna win this Casino Battle Royal because of how much he's been built on AEW Dark. This guy, and they mentioned it in Dark, how much of an impressive run he's had in the year of 2020, going like 9 or 10 or 11-1 in the year of 2020. He's built all this momentum with this glove. It's got to pay off somewhere. I think it's gonna pay off. It's gonna be sneaky. It's gonna evolve with that pack fist, and that's how he's gonna win this battle royal. I think Sean Spears is winning this match. Go with me if you want or not, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sticking with my pick of Sean Spears, and I'm going with what I just said. That's the reason why he's winning.
For those watching that's probably thinking I'm laughing at Kyle, I'm not. I'm laughing at the comment that Brad made about Brock Lesnar taking this.
Oh, God.
The amount of trolls that we're going to get on Saturday saying Brock Lesnar is showing up. Brock Lesnar is showing up. Brock Lesnar is not leaving the WWE.
He's on his farm.
Like, if Brock Lesnar was going to wrestle anywhere, it's going to be WWE. He's not coming to AEW.
Money.
AEW could probably want to sign him, probably give him some money, but I don't see it happen.
Brock Lesnar is a farmer. He's got to go back to his farm and get ready for the fall and winter time. He's got stuff to do. He's not coming to AEW. He's got stuff to do. Leave the farmer alone.
You were the troll the other day saying,
I know.
"Oh,
I was being a troll.
I was being a troll on Twitter.
I was trying to trigger people. That was my bad.
Okay, let's keep now to my pick. Let me go to my pick. Oddly enough, mine is the opposite of Tips here. I was going till last night. I was going with Eddie. I was going with Eddie because I'm thinking, okay, he winked. You're gonna have your 4 other guys do your dirty work and then take the win. But when you put up the idea of the world title shot, I have to go with Darby.
Oh.
I think it's Darby's time to finally get a title shot.
It's a good pick.
Doesn't mean he's going to win the title shot when he gets it. But I feel like that chase is finally, it's time. You can build Darby to the next pay-per-view.
Okay.
And that chase is going to be interesting to watch. Again, I want to be biased. I want to say it's Theo Eddie, but I don't think so yet. We still need to see Eddie a little more in that ring. We still need to see Eddie do a lot more talking. And honestly, I need Eddie on the mic. That's all I need. That whole match, have Eddie do like punches and just like have him on a promo. Just see this guy. This is why this guy's never gonna make it. Like just start shitting on everybody he wrestles. Like that's
that would
all
be
we
funny.
need.
It would be good. It would be good. Oh man. Okay. All right.
So this next match, again, we talked about on the pod. We're not a fan of 8-man tag team matches. I can't appreciate what they've added to this match as a stipulation almost. So we got the Dark Order consisting of Evil Uno, Grayson, Brody Lee, and Colt Cabana, versus the Team Natural Nightmares. You guys, they can't see the bell. I have the thumbnail up. You guys can shame me after. The Natural Nightmares and Matt Cardona and Scorpio Sky. So 4-on-4 8-man tagging. Yes, you can shame me because I said Luke Harper instead of Brody Lee. So Invisible Shame Bell me. Thank you. That should be a T-shirt. The Shame Bell. Anyways, Yeah, so again, we're not fans of 8-man tag matches. AEW's kind of proven that they're all over the place, and there's not really a consistent go with them, and it's a lot happening in the match, and it's a lot of the waiting spot game that I see a lot, where the wrestlers are waiting for a spot to happen. They're kind of waiting a little too long to make it a little bit believable. I know it's really tough to do sometimes, but at least I can appreciate them in this match making it elimination style. So we're basically getting Survivor Series type kind of form, eight-man tag team match, what they said on Dynamite this week. So elimination style, that'll be interesting, and I hope and I can see Scorpio Sky being the last guy on the nightmare side, and like 3 or 4, maybe all 4 of the Dark Order still standing, and him running through all of them and getting to Brody Lee and them having the final one-on-one spot at the end. And then it's tough to pick who would win, but I'm going to go with what my gut says. I'm going to stick with this. What I just said is going to happen. I think the Dark Order is going to win because they've been looking very strong lately. And I think this is another way to boost them up, getting a big pay-per-view win. And doing what I just said is going to come down to Brody Lee, Scorpio Sky, and he's going to get the win eventually on Scorpio Sky. And and it's not really a burial. It's just it'll be less of a burial because Scorpio Sky is going to have to run through everyone else in the Dark Order to get to Brody Lee. So you know what I mean? It's if you can see what I'm trying to say here. So I'm sticking with Dark Order.
It's crazy because this was kind of gut feeling is saying Dark Order is going to take this because it wouldn't make sense for them to lose after Brody won the belt. And then I feel like, I mean, I guess the way to protect it is have one of like Colt take the pin or something. Because if the other side's going to win, Matt Cardona is going to take that pin, right? And like, I feel like the way that they book like AEW sometimes, like they pick their faves and stuff. And I feel like,
I think Dustin would take the pin because their goal right now is like to destroy the Nightmare family, and he'd be the guy to take the pin last.
Like, I'm still going to go with Dark Order here, like gut feeling, like I said. And I feel like it's either going to be Dustin or it's going to be QT who takes this pin. I don't think it's going to be Scorpio Sky that takes this pin, but like, this is the thing that I like about AEW is that I can sit here and I can switch my thought process with it because I can kind of see it going the other way. Also, Matt Cardona, pins like either, like I said, like Colt Cabana or something like that. But I don't know, like the way that it's been going, I really wish like we wouldn't. I don't even understand this match. Why? What? Can someone explain?
They're
to
standing
me why?
up because they destroyed Cody Rhodes and he took the TNT belt out of it, and then they laid out Dustin Rhodes there as well, and they laid out Brandy. So this is the Nightmare, the Natural Nightmares, getting help from 2 friends of the Nightmares and helping them get revenge on the Dark Order. What's so hard to understand about
weird.
that?
Because it's like the whole Scorpio. Why?
This could be a prelude. This probably could be a
Why is it
prelude.
elimination? Why did we need it to be elimination?
Because I think it's easier to do it. I think it's better.
No, this makes it harder because now you know which side has to win it. Because you're not going to give a win to the other side. You have to build Dark Order here.
Right? No, you do. That's why I said that. But even like Brad said in chat, how does Scorpio fit? That's my point. That's my process here. Like, I'm not understanding. Like, how did Scorpio Sky get involved here?
He fits
like,
in the way that I predicted. He runs through the entire Dark Order after everyone else in his team gets eliminated.
And then takes the belt off of him?
No, it's not for the belt.
No, I'm not saying now. Like, I'm saying down the line.
No, he loses to Brody Lee, and then he goes back at him and challenges him for it, saying it wasn't fair. I had to run through your other goons. Now, how about you face me one-on-one, fresh versus fresh, for the title, and put the title on the line.
That's what I'm saying down the line. I'm not saying, like, right now. But I don't know.
That's how
We're
Scorpio
on
fits.
agreement, though. Dark Order is going over 7.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can do without the 8-man. I really could. So, but anyway, let's go on.
Rihu. Let's talk about, this is an interesting match. A Broken Rules match. I'm not sure. Well, Tony Khan kind of briefly gave us what it kind of means, but Matt Hardy, I guess it's going to be Damascus Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match. He kind of said in the presser today, Tony Khan, that it's like a last man standing type of match. And Matt Hardy's basically put his his career kind of on the line. He said like if he loses, he's going to leave AEW. That made it interesting. That right there set my pick for him saying that. Before this, I had Matt Hardy going over 100%, but because Matt Hardy says that he's going to leave AEW, something's happening with Matt Hardy. We've seen lately that he hasn't been himself. He's been struggling with his multiple personalities. Something's not right with him. He's like a ticking time bomb, and I think it's finally going to explode, and I think it's going to cost him this match, and he's going to lose this broken rules match to Sammy Guevara, and Sammy Guevara is going to go over. So I'm picking Sammy G for the win here.
This, believe it or not, I was kind of like really confused with this pick. I kind of can go either way. And again, this is why I like AEW, but I don't know. Sammy's great. I love Sammy. I love the fact that Matt is working the younger guys. I also brought this up. I'm like, what the hell happened with him in Private Party? Like, now we're just obsessed with Sammy right now. And I thought he was like mentoring Private Party. Like, I'm kind of confused. I don't know. Like, something tells me that Matt's not going anywhere. And I think he's going to Sammy's a star, and I still think eventually he's going to go into the title picture eventually. I don't know. And I'm sure he's pissed off a lot of people with the whole chair shot thing going on with Matt. I don't know. I don't see Sammy going over here. I think Sammy's going to put on a really good fight, but it's Matt Hardy. I don't know. I'm going to bite myself in the ass for this pick, but I'm just going to go with it.
And I think the reason why he's not been with Private Party is he's focusing on Sammy Guevara. He can't really focus on both and have the story be believable.
But again, so what does that mean? So if he loses,
he's gone. He comes back as a different personality. Maybe this personality
the
will
only
leave.
way, that's going to be the cop-out, that if Matt loses, it's like, oh no, we only lost one version of Matt. Like, that's the cop-out I feel they're going to give. Mm-hmm. I'm still going with Matt Hardy, personally. I'm going with Matt Hardy for the pick only because Sammy's been taking this feud. Like, Sammy got the win in the tables match. Sammy was the one that injured Matt Hardy originally. Sammy's been ducking Matt. I feel like this is the time that Matt has to do something here. And I get it. We have to push the younger star, but he can showcase Sammy on Saturday, even in defeat. So I see Matt Hardy going with the victory here.
Okay. All right. It's interesting. So we got two big matches left on the card to talk about. So number one will be the AEW Women's World Championship match. This is going to be a very, very good match. It's probably going to be match of the night, maybe. Shida versus Thunder Rosa. Actually, we have three matches. My bad. So if Shida versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Championship. I'm excited for this one. Obviously, being a Shida mark, she is my girl, number one girl in AEW. Facing off against a girl like Thunder Rosa, we know what she's about. We've seen what she's about this week on Dynamite. This is going to be a very good women's match. This is probably going to be one of the best women's matches of the year. I think these girls are going to get the time to showcase as well. They're going to tear the house down. It's going to be a very, very epic match, but I cannot see for the life of me Thunder Rosa winning and having both belts. Just from what Tony Khan said on the presser, I know he can't really give too much and give all that information out just like that. Maybe there's something else that he's not saying anything about. But I can't see Thunder Rosa having both belts. I think Shida will win, and it'll be like in maybe a surprise roll-up that catches Thunder Rosa off guard, or Shida wins cleanly. I mean, Shida is... This would build Shida as a top player in the game. If she can beat a girl like Thunder Rosa clean, that will put Shida into another level. So I think they're going to get this chance. I think they're going to put on a clinic, and I have Shida retaining the AEW World Championship or Women's World Championship.
Yeah, this is going to be a match, and if you're a fan, you're going to eat this match up, and I know like me and Ray are definitely going to eat this match up. And I'm sure if you like with Kyle love it. I'm really excited. So I'm hoping we get a good, decent timing with this match. That's not like quick. Thunder Rosa is amazing in the ring. And of course, like I'm with Kyle. She's on my list of wives. I love her to death. And it'll make Shida look very, very strong here, but I think, she's going to give her a run for her money here. So, but I see Shida retaining here as well.
Same. I think we're in agreement here. It's going to be the biggest challenge yet for Shida. And it's going to make her finally look like a legitimate women's champion. But I feel like the partnership isn't fully there yet, that it would make sense to give Thunder Rosa the women's championship here. Don't get me wrong. She could be a viable champion, but just not yet. Not yet. Okay. So I'm going with Shida as well.
So we're all saying Hikaru Shida. Holy Shida. So next match... Omega and Hangman Page, the AEW World Tag Team Championship versus FTR. Regardless of the storylines happening in this match, this is going to be an epic tag team match. Especially when you have two guys like Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, and we know what FTR is about. Like, facing the two guys like FTR, this is going to be a very, very, very good tag team match. But again, the story is going to play into this, and I think I said this a couple of weeks ago on the podcast. I think FTR win the belt. That's my pick, 100%. They're going to win the tag team championships, but the way they're going to win, I think Hangman screwed them over. I think the Young Bucks are going to find a way to screw over Hangman Page. They're going to do something here. I feel it. I feel like they can't just let Hangman get away with what they did, and like the Young Bucks should have been in this match. That's something that they could vouch if they're gonna interfere in this match. They should have been them instead of FTR. So I think they're gonna cost Hangman, and it's gonna make Kenny go crazy. I don't know if we're gonna get a lot of cleaner stuff at the pay-per-view with Kenny. I'd be surprised if they did, and I'd be happy if they did, because I'm a Kenny mark and waiting for the cleaner to come back. But I think it's still going to piss off Omega. We've seen this week on Dynamite what Hangman and Kenny aren't on the same page. That's also going to play a factor into this match. And I think the Young Bucks are somehow going to find their way into this match. I don't know if that has anything to do with them leaving in the heel tunnel. I don't know if that was done on purpose. Again, I don't know what happened on Dynamite. Maybe it was a mistake. Again, coincidence or not. My gut's telling me they're going to get involved somewhat in this match, but for sure FTR winning the World Tag Team Championships here.
Yeah. And I'm going to continue to say here that I feel like FTR and the Young Bucks do not need titles to have their match, and I think they're going to stretch it out. And I think that they're going to wait to have this match with like full on more fans, because I feel like this is something that has been developed for so long, and like this needs to be done in front of fans. But Young Bucks aren't going to be like the first ones to get that crack at the tag team titles. That's why I was saying even earlier that I feel like Jurassic Express is going to win, and they're going to be the first contenders against FTR. But I'm still going to go with my thought process here that I still think that it's not going to be Hangman that's going to turn heel. I really feel that it's going to be Kenny, and then Kenny's going to be like, fucking, and then maybe Kenny's the one that joins FTR. Like, what a swerve, right? Everybody's expecting for Hangman Page to join FTR, right? Me, I don't think that. I'm thinking the opposite. I'm thinking Kenny's going to wind up joining FTR eventually. So, I don't know. But FTR's for the win here.
I can't see Kenny joining them because of their whole 4 horsemen thing. And Kenny's not a horseman. Like, Kenny's not the guy that joined a horseman team. Yeah, but he's not that guy.
But Kenny wanted to develop something different here, right? Kenny had said this. He wanted to develop a different character, right? He didn't want to be the same thing that everybody knew him as in New Japan, right? AEW was a brand new start, so why not?
Can't see it.
Could be the Sting to this team, Kyle.
The Sting.
Sting wasn't a horseman.
That's
a
true.
horseman-like guy. Yeah. But I don't see that sadly happening either. What I do see, and what I was trying to allude to earlier, is they kind of started it on Dynamite with FTR like pushing Hangman's buttons, still saying we're all drinking buddies. But I don't see Hangman turning. I don't see Kenny turning. I see FTR getting into Hangman's head again and saying that we only needed the belts. We don't care about you as a drinking buddy. Why would we need an alcoholic to be a part of our group?
Yeah.
So Hangman, in a sense, has cost himself 2 pairs of friends here.
Yeah.
And I see that happening.
Okay.
FTR wins the belts, but I feel like that's going to be the mental game that messes up Hangman on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I still see, this is where I was getting to, that I still see the cleaner showing up in some way. I see the cleaner showing up to wrestle on Saturday.
Oh.
Kenny's going to take this serious, and it's like, if I'm going in there alone, then I need to be the best Kenny I can.
But again, like, I love this. I feel like we could get swerved either way, right? Like, I love the fact that we can go back and forth on these ideas of, this could happen. This can happen.
Can you imagine that, Ray? He comes out as a cleaner, and like Hangman goes for a tag, and he just doesn't tag in, like, or he tags himself in. That's an interesting prediction.
It could happen.
Just telling you, I'll mark out like crazy. I won't be able to type on Twitter if Kenny comes out as the cleaner because I'd be too excited.
We might have to like call Kyle and see if he's okay.
Yeah, I might have a heart attack. Please do.
Yeah, I'll give you a Skype call. Make sure
last,
you're all right.
but not least, talk about it. The Mimosa Mayhem match. Chris Jericho versus Tiff's boy, Orange Cassidy, on the list of husbands. Oof, get fan ready for this match. Orange Cassidy and Jericho 101 with, ladies and gentlemen, the ring, I guess. I guess I can say that the 3-sided ring, because the areas that'll be there's the areas up there on the screen. The sides that'll be open. God, take that off the screen. Just like shoving the doll into the screen here. The sides that'll be open, those 3 sides, are going to be have a giant tank of mimosa in them, which it'll be a mix of a little bit of the bubbly and orange juice. If you guys know, obviously, what a mimosa is, champagne and orange juice. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this match. It's going to be very, very entertaining. The match will be good as well. Jericho versus Orange Cassidy. We've already seen them play. They already have a match together, so this is basically the rubber match. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago with Tiff. I don't think Jericho or Cassidy goes into the tank first. It'll be Santana from Ortiz from the Proud and Powerful, because we saw the whole pool thing back in the Stadium Stampede match where he couldn't swim. I bet you he gets thrown in there and he can't swim. And he comes out like all drunk from like drinking some of it in. But as for the match itself and the picking a winner, I really can't see Jericho going over that hard in this match. I think it's going to be Orange Cassidy's turn. He's being built as such a mega star, and he's getting put over by a mega star like Jericho. And I think this is another one of those moments where he puts over a guy like Orange Cassidy. So it just screams Orange Cassidy winning this match. So I got OC going in this one.
Oh yeah, husband.
You can already tell what Tiff's going to pick. Like I didn't even need to wait.
Yeah, we don't even need to get Tiff's.
Hey, rude over here.
Okay, Tiff. All right, tell us why you're picking Orange Cassidy, Tiff.
Because he's hot.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. So
no, come on, let's be real here, or whatever.
We'll be real. Go ahead.
He's a fan favorite, right? Again, here's someone that we followed in the indies. I was absolutely in love with him. The fans definitely were behind him in the indie scene. You know, like you guys know, like I talk about him all the freaking time, how much, I mean, I could sit there, I could talk about a million of matches that I've seen in the indie scene that I just adored him. And then, as we said, Jericho said on podcast that this is probably one of like his best feuds as well, that it's just creative, right? And Jericho is a brainiac with making these matches, and you have to have an open mind and let's have fun with it. Wrestling should be fun. And I get it. Some people get mad and they want to watch the whole thing, but come on, man, with everything going on this is
gonna be entertaining as hell.
This is entertaining as hell. And there was something that was brought up to me last night. Shout out to our friend Bill. Bill had told me that he heard Jericho on a podcast. He wasn't sure which one it was, but that Jericho was saying he kind of like put like the whole AEW roster on notice. Like, you know, if you feel like you're not being used, I have a storyline with you in my head already. So I can't even imagine. Jericho is the man to put people over, right? So I'm so what are you gonna say, Ray? Which part?
No, I feel like the thing with Jericho, he says something like that because not only did one but 2 legends do the same for him.
Yeah.
Remember, Jericho is still that guy that when he was younger beat Stone Cold and The Rock on the same night.
Yep.
So he knows how to pay it forward. This guy is the true definition of what a vet should do.
Right. It's great, and it's like it's entertaining. We had, I mean, definitely the 3 of us can sit here and say we had so much fun with this Stadium Stampede. So it's kind of a little weird, but like I think we're gonna get a lot of laughs out of this match, and I think it's gonna be really entertaining. But what's the best way for Jericho? You know, the thought process of Jericho getting into the tank, right, and him getting so mad. And with his gear getting all messed up, like, can you just think of the reaction? Like, this is more of the reason why.
It's going to be the thumbnail.
The reaction of Jericho going into the tank of mimosas is going to be worth every minute of it. So that's more of my pick of why. So you guys thought, because I love him. He's my husband.
I'm just so curious to see how the setup is going to look like what these tanks are going to look like, and just the amount of mimosa in each tank. Like, that's going to be a lot of mimosa.
Yeah. Oh man,
what if it's just swimming pools?
I'm a little salty, man. They
little blow up ones.
they just abuse alcohol, and I feel personally attacked.
Oh, here we
because
go.
I'm drinking this alcohol. I do. I feel personally attacked. And by the way, shout out to our boy Cruz, who was the guy that got the beer spilled on him by Matt Jackson last night. Just shout out to you because I had to say I forgot to bring it up on Dynamite last night. So, and I saw all the memes that was going on last night too. But that's our boy Cruz. So shout out to you. But yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Darren's in our chat. Darren, shout out to you.
Oh, you
Played
missed
your
it.
song, like, oh my God, I can't.
It was great, Darren. It's awesome. It was amazing. And I
Definitely.
can't wait to hear it on Saturday. I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait to watch All Out. I hope you guys are going to watch All Out on Saturday. It's going to be an awesome event. Lots of great matches, lots of entertaining matches, and a stat card. But yeah, as for this match, I have written down me OC, you OC. Who do you pick, Ray? I don't think you said your pick for this match.
No, but I'm agreeing with OC. I feel like Jericho has made this feud great with him. He definitely has to see something in him, I feel like. And this is going to be another one of those nights that Jericho's still going to look good. There's no way not for Jericho not to look good in this match. But I think it's time for OC to be taken legitimate in a sense, because we only get the comedy side. I feel like we're going to get a real match out of OC here. And it's going to be very entertaining. I'll say that, because you're going to see the messes with the bubbly and the orange juice and the mimosa. Only thing that I'm amazed Tiff didn't bring up, and I feel like it's going to happen finally on Saturday, we're getting the orange juice spot.
Oh, because
We
I seen
have
the.
to get it.
Is it because of the backpack this week?
No,
He keeps bringing the backpack back.
I know the backpack is, but no, I've come to acceptance. I'm not getting
I
my
think
birthday
we're fine
present.
getting the spot. It would be the perfect time to, because you're going to have a bunch of orange juice around. You're going to have champagne. Like, it only makes sense, no?
Oh my God, like, you guys know I would be stoked if it happens, but like, I've been pouty. See? I'm pouty because I haven't got this spot. I feel attacked again. Okay. But I think I've come into acceptance that the spot is just never going to happen. And I'm just going to cherish it into the independent scene gods, because yeah.
Alrighty.
We'll have to win soon.
But yeah, going to be a stat card, guys. Hope you guys liked our predictions. Let us know what you think down below if you're watching this back on YouTube, or you can tweet at us at All Elite Pod. Let us know your thoughts on what's going on with All Out, because I do have some tweets to read. So I'm just going to go over quickly a couple of your guys' predictions out there. I put out a tweet asking for what you guys think, and I've seen a lot of good ones. I'm going to read them once I pull them up here. But yeah, very, very excited for All Out. Cannot wait for Saturday, and that's tomorrow. No, wait, it's not tomorrow. Today's Thursday. It's Saturday, 2 days away.
Damn.
What'd you say?
Damn.
I thought you said lame.
We're frozen.
What?
We're frozen.
We're frozen?
I think we're good. It says we're good on my end.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, I seen Arn turns on Cody. But I don't know what that means. I don't think Cody's going to be there. But we have that from RJ. We have MJF scarf going with the Papa gif. Him rooting for MJF, obviously. We got from Samster 203. He puts Omega will turn heel. And our boy Reese Graham putting in the Kenny picture from BTE. MJF taking the AEW title from Mox. And yeah, so thank you guys for your predictions on that tweet. But yeah, I think it's time to that part of the show, guys, where I go into my social spiel. So let me get into the social hour. It feels like it's an hour after I'm done this. So here comes the social spiel, guys. Make sure you're following us on social media. You're following the No Holds Barred Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You're also following the All Elite Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All links are located in the link tree, located on the NHB Network's Twitter account. Make sure you're going to click there and get to all our other social medias, or they're in the description below in the YouTube version of this podcast. If you're listening on the go, thank you for downloading the episode. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Player FM, CastBox, Deezer, wherever you're getting your podcasts, you can find the All Elite Podcast. Make sure you are searching No Holds Barred Network, and you'll get the All Elite Podcast and other great podcasts available on this network. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, thank you for listening, and make sure you're giving us a 5-star rating. Leave us your comments as well on the podcast. Let us know how we are doing. It helps with the chartable side of things, so thank you very much to those who have. Make sure you're checking out the No Holds Barred Network store. That is our Teespring store. Lots of cool stuff on there. There's some mugs, masks, shirts, tank tops, everything you need to find on there. Stickers, most importantly, and a lot of cool logos on there. So link is in the description of our Teespring store, so go check that out as well. The new Chop Race t-shirt is on there, most importantly. And thank you to Darren of These Wolves for doing the theme song Dead to Me and other cool theme songs for the network, and also the MJF one if you heard earlier in the show today. Darren, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate each and every single week for you letting us use the song Dead to Me, the official theme song of the All Elite podcast. Yeah.
The fact that Kyle can say all that without losing breath is amazing.
Oh, trust me. After
this is like
when I hit stop recording, I'm like.
Oh man.
But anywho, Rihu. Time to end the show, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to the All Out predictions. But it's not the end, because next week is our big one, AEP 100. Make sure you guys are tuning in for that next Thursday. It's going to be a big, big show. Make sure you're following at All Elite Pod, our Twitter account, with all the updates regarding that. Thank you, Ray, for joining us today, one part of member of the No Holds Barred Network. Thank you to all our fans out there who watch live. If you're watching back or you download the episode each and every single time, you guys mean the world to us. So make sure you're staying safe out there. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. We'll see you guys next time on AEP at AEP 100. This has been another episode of the All Elite Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters, joined by my co-host, the EVP Giggles, the Heartbreak Chick, the Queen of the Indies herself. That's Tiffany. And also, you know what? Don't let me say it, but I'm also joined today by...
The Law Ray Ramundo. See, that's how you have to do it. You have to, again, project. You got to project.
On that note, guys, we'll see you guys next time for another episode back here right on the All Elite Podcast and right here on the No Holds Barred Network. See you later.